Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Void Bros podcast. I know we've been gone for a couple weeks, but life gets in the way of things, and we're just fucking tired all the time right now. So, knowing that we've been off for 2 weeks, haven't really seen you guys at all last week. What's been going on?
Got cats. About it.
Got 2 new cats?
Got 2 cats.
I'm waiting for them just to start getting the zoomies and just fucking blow through these.
Blow through the walls. That's more of like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Like right before you go to bed?
Yeah.
No, it's fucking great, isn't it?
They haven't woken me up yet.
No, just wait.
It's only been a couple of days though.
You give them treats, and then it's game over for you. They fucking meowing and bitching until they get fucking wet food or treats.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if they even eat.
All right. Well,
can't even give you any advice. I haven't owned a cat since I was like 10.
I got 4 cats and 4 rats.
That's the guy you should talk to.
How they get along great, I don't know.
I have 1 dog. She doesn't even fucking listen to me.
How you been, Greg? Has your couple weeks off from the podcast been doing anything fun?
I've been sleeping a lot.
That's what I did the whole week. I took off. Slept.
Well, I just feel like it's better to get too much sleep than not enough. I don't fuck around with that, dude. Because when I wake up, if I didn't get enough sleep, I just feel destroyed, man.
And those 8 chocolate milks a day don't help.
They fucking do.
Better than energy drinks.
Yeah, and soda. The only thing that could be better would be like water, but I don't want that flavorless shit.
You want some thick water?
No, I don't think so.
What if you take the thick water and have black cherry Mio energy drink mix in their car? I think that would make it better.
That's an after hours project.
We'll do it on the after hours.
That shit just looks nasty.
Well, it's probably gonna be 10 times worse when we start experimenting.
It looks like a bottle full of semen.
like pre-cum, because it doesn't have like the clear.
Fair enough, yeah. But yeah, that shit looks unholy.
And it smells like glue.
The thick milk or semen?
The water.
Oh, I said thick milk.
They don't know how to make thick milk.
Oh shit.
Well, I will tell you this before we even start fully. I got to rant to you guys real quick. 1, don't ever go to McDonald's after work after you get off. That shit was atrocious. First off. Second off, it was pretty fucking quick. The lady that you got the window you pay at, and then you got the second window where you get your food. I kid you not. I got up to the window, didn't even let off the brake. She just handed me my drink, my food, said straws in the bag, and I just fucking gone. Didn't even hit the brake. It was fucking like that. I was like, well, okay. But here's the part where I really don't like. The McDonald's cups nowadays. They fucking suck. It's fair to say. Because they have those plastic shit, and they got the fucking plastic lids, all right?
Plastic shit?
1, bring back styrofoam. That was the good McDonald's days.
Yeah, that
2,
those cups were king.
if you're gonna make the plastic cups, make the fucking lid like the fucking straw hole just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, my drink always spills out when I try to put straw in.
It's either the drink spills out or my fucking straw breaks. It's never a win-win.
Which would you say happens more often?
My fucking straw breaks.
Then you just gotta crack that bitch open and
Start sucking through the hole without the straw.
No, you take the fucking lid off of it and you drink it like an... Yeah, I guess you could say that.
So, anyways, yeah, that was my rant there. Fuck McDonald's cup lids. Everything else is okay.
Aren't they not supposed to use plastic for the turtles?
It's true.
They said fuck the turtles, dude.
I say go back to styrofoam. That was the good old days.
Yeah.
Fucking styrofoam cup.
Second that.
Yeah, the best part was you could eat the cup once you were done with it.
I don't think anybody was eating this. I hope there wasn't people eating styrofoam.
Wait, there's people that don't.
Well, your insides must have been fucked up for a while. So, anyways, on our episode back, this is actually our 10th episode. We finally made it to 10. Not counting, just 10 normal episodes.
You're fibbing.
Nope. Nope, it's even labeled tin baby. Top of the dock there. So we're gonna go over. Any of you guys heard of Art Bell?
I have actually.
I have not.
Besides from me talking about him.
Then no.
I have not.
Well, Art Bell, or his full name is Arthur William Bell III.
He forgot. Didn't jump into the void.
Oh fuck!
Oh, dude, we gotta start this whole shit's over now.
Oh, God damn it! Well, good thing we're only 7 minutes in, not an hour and
Fucking
30
Christ!
Well, anyways,
Are you just gonna say it?
It was really good to hear about your guys' life. You know, since we haven't seen or talked to each other really in 2 weeks. So, anyways, you ready for some real spooky shit? Some real ghost to ghost, dark hour shit. Ready to almost get probed by some aliens? Let me tell you about this fucking great guy named Art Bell and what he does. So, join us as we jump into the void of discovering who Art Bell was and what he did for a living. Now we're in the void. Well, happy? Happy now?
That feels better.
Tradition.
Alright, so Arthur William Bell III was born on June 17th of 1945. He sadly passed away on April 13th of 2018. He was an American broadcaster and author. He was the founder for the original host of the paranormal themed program called Coast to Coast AM, which is syndicated on hundreds of radio stations in the United States and Canada, and they still play those today. He was also the creator and hosted its companion show, Dreamland. Coast to Coast is still airing nightly. In 2003, Bell semi-retired from Coast to Coast AM. During the following years, he hosted the shows for many weekends on Premiere Networks. He announced his retirement from weekend hosting in 2007, but occasionally served as guest host throughout the 2010s. Classic episodes on Coast to Coast AM can be heard in some radio markets on Sunday nights under the name Somewhere in Time, hosted by Bell. He started a new nightly show, Art Bell's Dark Matter, on Sirius XM Radio that aired for 6 weeks in 2013.
Your cat is gonna give itself a concussion on my foot. I swear, I think it's banging its head off my house shoe. Is its head on my house shoe?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one rammed head first into the cabinet first day.
It's okay. You're just a little special. You're friendly, though. Nice friendly cat.
Yeah, he's cooler than shit, man.
I'm just glad he doesn't talk yet.
Yeah.
Just wait. It'll come. It can't be any worse than what Ozzy's like.
Oh, probably not.
That motherfucker don't know how to shut up. You can literally have full-blown conversations with that cat. So, back to it. In 2015, he returned to the radio with a new show called Midnight in the Desert, which was available online via TuneIn, and as well as some radio stations. He announced that he would be his final retirement on December 11th of 2015, citing security concerns at his home. He said that him and his family were subjected to repeated intrusions on his property in Pahrump, Nevada. The intrusions included gunshots, and he was in fear for his family's safety. He then chose to leave the air along with the public life because he believed that the intruder or intruders wanted him off the air. So Bell was the founder and the original owner of Pahrump-based radio station KNYE 95.1 FM. His broadcast studio and transmitter were located near his home in Pahrump, where he also hosted Coast to Coast AM. So that's just a little story and background of Art Bell. I probably could have went more in depth, but we got a lot to listen to today. So
who are these intruders?
Just people that listen to him. Art Bell, he talked to some real crazy fucking people. Like, real crazy fucking people.
Kind of crazy.
Oh, you're about to hear some of them, too.
Like real crazy.
So most of the stuff that we listen to today comes from Coast to Coast and Dark Matter.
Is this Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
Space Ghost Coast to Coast? What the?
You know what that is?
Sure.
I have no idea. Don't look at me.
You guys are too fucking young, man.
Were you? I don't know. Were you doing a play on words?
Video game?
No, it was like an old show.
Like
that
Alien
used to
Isolation?
So it was like an old, like adult cartoon that would come on like Adult Swim.
Porn.
And no, it wasn't porn. It was probably not too far off from porn, but
Well, see, when we were watching Adult Swim, me and Mason were addicted to Robot Chicken growing up.
I think this was before that,
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
about that time.
I might know what he's talking about.
I have no idea.
It's probably one of those weird, really weird shows on Adult Swim. And I was like,
They always had the weird ones, like the Mighty Boosh. Like that was fucking weird.
I always thought Aqua Teen Hunger Force was weird. Fucking meatball and the French fry and shake.
Yeah, but the characters were classic.
It's true.
Fucking Squidbillies.
That was a weird show too.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, I'm lost.
You've never seen Squidbillies? Check that shit out.
It's all right.
It's more than all right. Don't listen to him.
I'm getting conflicting opinions.
So we're gonna go through here and just listen to some of his more popular clips. If the listeners want to listen to it, there is fucking hours beyond hours of radio shows that he's done. Like most of the time when he each Coast to Coast episode that he did was about 3 to 4 hours long, which is pretty good. Pretty nice. Greg's Googling today.
Dude, my job.
Yeah, you just lost
I'm
your
gonna get
job.
unemployed.
Yeah, you just lost your job.
I was looking at a weird picture. I don't know.
Okay, I've seen the guy before. I have, but I don't think I've seen an episode of it. But I know the guy now that I see the picture of it.
Now you know what I'm talking about?
Especially that guy right there. That guy.
Yeah.
That's why I know it.
Praying Mantis?
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but I remember that show because of that guy.
This is Space Ghost Coast to Coast. It's not some shit I made up.
Sounds like it.
I swear I didn't.
Looks like Batman. The one in the white.
Yeah. It's the Space Ghost.
So, you guys ready to jump in and listen to the first one I got for you guys?
Sure.
So the first one we're going to listen to is from Coast to Coast, where a guy supposedly flies a plane into Area 51. Now, for those who know how to fly a plane, I highly don't fucking recommend flying a plane in Area 51, let alone any military base. If you ever played GTA, you know what happens.
Tanks.
Instant 5 stars. And you might get shot down. So, let's just go ahead here and fucking...
Is that in GTA 5?
What?
Yeah, you go in the military base, you get instant 5 stars. Tanks, maybe not.
I knew it was in San Andreas because that's the one that I played when I was a bit younger.
Well, and that one and mainly GTA 5 that's been out for like
10 years at least.
Over 10 years.
I played it through one time, like around the time it first came out, and then I've only messed with it a little bit since. I haven't really played that much.
I rented it from Family Video when it first came out. Still at my mom's house.
Shit.
Good thing Family Video went out, or just went out of business anyways.
Oh
It's kind of like
my
Blockbuster.
God.
It's kind of sad. Like Blockbuster used to be the shit back then.
Yeah, but there's streaming services now.
Well, I know, but still, did you ever enjoy going to a Blockbuster when you were a kid? Because I did.
Yeah, they were cool, man. I'm not gonna lie.
That Verizon right across the street from McDonald's in here, they used to be a Blockbuster.
I liked that you could get games there.
And
So
then it came
even
out
if
with
the game was shitty, I just knew not to buy it.
Then Redbox.
Yep.
Well, anyways, let's get this listen here.
Listen to someone die.
Again, let me tell you, Art, answer the wild card line. My boyfriend is in a small plane north of Las Vegas, ready to fly into Area 51. He's been trying to call you by cell phone. And here he is. You're on the air. Hello. Hello there. Is this Art Bell? Yes, sir, it is. Yeah, my name, I won't give you my last name. Okay, wait a minute, sir. Hold on. The fax is signed by somebody named who? Jill. Jill, that is correct. So you are the one. That's my girlfriend. Yes, sir. Where are you? Well, I'm up here from Fort Worth in my little airplane. It's a long sea I built myself. It's a Verboon 10 design with the Ford Canard. I'm not sure if you know the kind. It's an experimental aircraft. You know, I'm not surprised that, but not anymore. No, tell me about it. What kind of airplane is it? Well, it's a long easy. It's got 120 horsepower like homing in it, but we had it more stroked and fixed it up a little bit. It usually flies around 140, 160 indicated airspeed. I'm right now at 7,000 feet. You know where this place called Indian Springs is? Indian Springs, yes. Yeah. Well, I've been flying now for about 45, 49 minutes here between Beatties and what you call it, and Indian Springs. And I figure I'll just go on up here and try to get into this Area 51. I'm right south of this Nevada test site, or Dallas Air Force Base. Listen, I'm right outside this restricted zone. Listen to me. When you fly into that zone, yeah, they are going to either force you down or shoot you down. Don't you know that? Well, you know, I've been in a lot of Air Force bases, and I've been in the Air Force for many years. I'm an ex-Air Force, but I'm just going to tell you that, you know, as American citizen, we have the right to know what's up there in this Area 51. And I've been listening to you boys talk about this.
This guy's got some brass balls, dude.
So what's your opinion so far? We're only 2 minutes in. We still got 8 minutes
There's
left
a
of the
base,
video.
and it's my right to know what's going on. I started laughing already when he was like, "That's my girlfriend."
Yeah, this guy's just chilled the fuck out about it. If I was about to go into Area 51, I'd be off the goddamn wall, dude. I'd be freaking the fuck out.
Well, you wouldn't do it.
No. But if I was, I could imagine, like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck this guy's thinking. Like,
He's not thinking anything. He's like, Art Bell's like, you know, you get shut down. He's like, yeah.
he just doesn't give a
There's something going on.
fuck.
I'm gonna look at it.
I feel like your personality almost matches Art Bell. Like
Me?
when Art Bell,
This guy's not a serial killer, is he?
Art Bell, no,
Okay.
not even close.
Thank fucking God.
He's probably interviewed or had some like people just call in to his show. He'll take call-in lines and like I don't think I have one on here, but there's one that like he does like a paranormal thing every Halloween pretty much. It's when he's really big. Is this Halloween is a ghost to ghost and is where people call in to tell about like paranormal stuff and all that.
I don't know about that whole, like, I don't think I'd be very good at that.
Well, you may not be good at it, but like his beliefs is like what matches yours.
So, because about this time, I'd be like, you need to land this plane, you fucking idiot. Like, you're going to have to stop. You cannot do that. You're going to get fucking killed.
You ready to listen to a little bit more before we pause and talk about some more?
Does this guy, oh my God, it's this Area 51 plane crash? Does this guy crash this motherfucker into it?
Just wait.
Probably get shut down.
Just wait. Just wait. We're only 2 minutes in. We got 8 more minutes left.
And I'm going to go on up there and see what's going on. And I just wanted to let you know about that before I do that, don't you know? How long do you estimate it's going to be before you I figure about 12, 14 minutes. They crank this thing up a little bit here. Let's do that. Let's crank this thing on up. We got some pretty good mountains here off to my west, don't you know? I'm turning up north right now, and I can see
Don't you know?
I can see Air Force Base out there in the distance. It's got 3 runways. It looks like they're all good up. And A-shaped. It's like north-south. Got a lot of desert up here, don't you, boys? A lot of desert, yes. A lot of desert. You're liable to get yourself killed. I'm sorry, so you have to speak so loud. I cranked this engine all the way up here. I said you're liable to get yourself killed. Well, we'll get up there in a few minutes, yeah. We're just going to see what's going to happen because this is I've got Red Cross is paid on this baby, and I got hospital on it, see? And maybe they're going to think that I'm on some kind of a mercy flight and I'm just off work. And I've got the radios cut off so you can have radio failure, don't you know?
Don't you know?
So I'm going to hold this thing steady here about around 65, 68. I'm not are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I'm at the bottom of this. I'm a American. Now my family has been American for years, and I want to get down in here and I want to find out what's happening. All right, then why are you doing it at night? Because that's the best way to get in here. But even if you manage to overfly the area, what do you... restricted zone. I just entered the restricted zone. I see a bunch of lights out there. It's like some kind of a searchlight coming on. You're in the restricted zone now? I just crossed that restricted zone. I want to drop this thing down. I'm telling you, you're going to get shot down. Hold on here now.
There's a searchlight coming on.
So as we just got in here, so he's just now crossed the no-fly zone, pretty much, in Area 51. So obviously they have a restricted zone to where you can't fly any aircraft vehicles in. So as you can hear, Art Bell is telling him, well, you're going to get shot down, buddy. But this man, he is
He's a doer.
Doer for the American people to find out what's in Area 51, what they're hiding. So obviously we know today that obviously there's not going to be any alien species at Area 51 due to how popular it is. They probably have... There's plenty of other military bases that are less well known than Area 51. Obviously, when you think of fucking what's the most famous Army military base in the United States? Area 51. That's what people are going to say. That and possibly White Sands down in New Mexico. This is back when they believed that the government was really hiding aliens and all type of secret technology in Area 51. So, what do you guys think right now?
You guy's an idiot.
Still think he's an idiot? Or you think he's doing us all a favor?
It looks like there's a searchlight coming on.
I don't know what's up with this guy. I just don't, man. He's... The fact that he knows he's going to get shot down. No, he's 100% going to get shot down, don't you know?
Well, let's just go ahead and listen to the rest of it, and then we'll talk at the end.
My pressure is on. I don't really need one of this kind of aircraft. It's not like a jet, but it helps us when I make some tight turns here. And I'm going to cut down here. Now let's see what these boys are going to do. I don't see anybody coming up here yet. I just see a bunch of lights. But I'm pretty far from that Area 51. I'd take about another 8-9 minutes here. And it's hard to calculate it right now trying to talk to you. I'm trailing an antenna out here about 30 feet so I can keep this phone conversation. If we get cut off, then but I'm going to go up here to see what's going on. They say there's a bunch of UFOs and there's all kind of things out here. And I want to get this baby right down here about 1,000 feet. And we're going to see if there's any UFOs or anything out here, what's going on. Listen, I think you're making a mistake. Well, sir, I might be, but, our tax dollars pay for all this. And these boys, they've been hiding everything under all this white project and all this grave funding and all this kind of thing. Sir, hold it. Don't you think that we have a right to national security secrets? I think we have, not really, because they have these J-11 and J-15 satellites up there, and the Ruskies, they know what we're doing, and the Chinese, they've got satellites down here, they know what's going on. The only thing that don't know what's going on is the solid folk like me and you, and us common folk that are right to know, because we're funding all this. How long have you been planning this? I got this thing down here about 1,000 feet. I've been planning this thing now. I'm right on the deck, not quite on the deck, I'm at 1,000 feet. Boy, they got my boat popping up everywhere. I'm telling you, they got searchlights. There's about 4 of them out here. And I've been planning this now for, anywhere from a month to 6 weeks. It took me a while to paint the plane. Because I had that Imron, the only thing that stick to this gel coat I got on. This thing is built out of Kevlar and carbon fiber. I got it dressed AG positive, GMG stick, just overfilled. I tell you what, I want to get down here and farm like a little frog that's just dipped on by a big dog when I get down here. In a few minutes here, I'll tell you that. So I'm not going to... Hey, looks like there's an F-16 coming up here. I wouldn't be surprised. You're making a mistake.
Sam with somebody down there. He's got some afterburners on, so I can see him. He's about 5 miles out. That old boy is cranking. Yes, sir. And I see something opening up here on the ground. I'm pretty low now. I'm starting to pick up all kind of buildings down here. I see something here is level with the ground, and they're opening this thing up. There looks like something's coming up out of there. I can't tell you what it is. It must be on some kind of a. Hold on here. I gotta make this turn.
All right.
I think this little boy's gonna head up here for me.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, he'll come up here right directly because he's in the F-16. Sure as hell. He's coming to hold on here.
I would advise you to turn your.
Please, we get to this.
I would advise you to turn on your radio.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. We can do this now. Come on here. Hold on, this little boy's coming up here. Now he's got his lights. He's got his lights on and he's flashing me.
Yeah, he's probably.
I'm waving at him. No radio. No radio. No radio. He don't know that.
Well, if I were you, I'd turn it on.
Folks are listening to Art Bell because everybody listens to Art Bell.
Well, maybe if you're making.
I gotta get there.
You're making a bad calculation because if they're not listening, you're going to be shot down.
I don't know what he's going to do here. He's rocking his wings at me right now. He's rocking his wings and he's cutting in front of me. And you know this. Oh, don't cut in front of me now, because if he cuts that car, stay off. Stay off. He can hear the vortex from his engine, from Pratt and Whitney engine. We're gonna just like twin tornadoes. If he gets too close, stay off, bro. Hold on there. I'm getting down on the deck. I'm going in. I'm getting down here. He ain't gonna get me. I bet damn veterans ain't gonna get me then. They didn't get me over there. They're not gonna get me over here now. Looks like some kind of radar gun coming up out of that elevator, that flat area over there that the doors opened up. It's got some kind of a weird-looking barrel on it with a light. And, oh, hell, they're doing something. They're shooting at me now. Oh, God. So maybe I'm going in. I think I'm going in.
Oh,
Well, I'm not sure what we just heard.
This is
All I
fucking
can
weird.
tell you is I got a fax that read, Art, answer the wildcard line. My boyfriend is in a small plane north of Las Vegas and ready to fly into Area 51. He's been trying to call you by cell phone. I withheld the signature at the bottom of the fax so I could be sure that if I did get the person, I could verify it. Indeed, it was signed by Jill.
so he was banking his life that they were listening to the radio show.
Pretty much. His whole plan was really just to try to fly in there, land without being detected, and explore to see what he could find, and then take off and leave. But as we heard some sirens, heard some jets fly past, and then
Gone.
some rockets hit the ground, and then they're gone.
So what do you think about it?
Yeah, Greg,
Greg.
you seem kind of shocked right now. You either shocked or just dumbfounded that you did this.
I'm definitely just very shocked that someone would think that. He seemed really surprised when they started firing the guns at him. I'm like, you didn't think this was going to happen? He fucking sat there and told you you're going to get shot down.
Dang, well, and from what it sounds like, he got shot down. But here's the thing. Government never said anything about a guy flying into Area 51 getting shot down on government property.
Think he's dead?
I would say so, and I bet they covered it up somehow.
The guy was a real character.
But how you feel about that?
About that guy being a character?
About him being an idiot.
Well, I kind of applauded a little bit It's bold as fuck,
West
dude.
of the Rockies, you're
Like, no one says I'm gonna go fly into Area 51 and then actually flies into Area 51. But
Well,
that crazy fucking bastard did it. Apparently.
see, and I don't. I want to believe it's true because this was on like live radio, and like this was live, and someone called in. Whether it's some noise in the background that he was able to get done, or it actually happened. Well, at least now we know not to try to fly into Area 51.
Now we do. Yeah, it just seemed like a lot of effort to make it fake. I don't know.
The guy seemed pretty fucking chilled out, though.
I would assume he'd probably be under the influence on something.
What the fuck would that be? I mean, that guy. I mean, he sounded sober.
Well, I mean, a lot of people can sound sober when they're on drugs, depending on how long you take the drugs. This kind of becomes a norm.
I don't know. If this is real, like this guy, that's got to be some of the ballsiest shit that like anyone's ever.
Well,
You know?
Was he talking about them pulling down at a big M16? He's just, oh, look at that.
Well, F-16.
Oh, F-16.
The fighter jets that the
I
Air
thought
Force
he just saw them all with guns pointing at him. He's just like, yeah, look at that. They all got guns. But
Yeah,
it's a
I just thought it
another
was
jet
crazy
coming
how
at him.
all this shit started to happen. The guy just didn't give a fuck.
That's a true American right there. We need more people like him.
Just, I don't know if we need more people to go flying into Area 51.
Well, I mean, Area 51. It's pretty fucking guarded nowadays. Like, there's a lot of people. Like, you can drive up to the front gates, but you just can't cross the little fucking arm that goes down. And if you do, I think you spend like, I don't know, 3 years in jail. Something crazy along that. I know it's long, right? You spend a lot of time in jail. And then like even like the mountain range around it, because it's surrounded by a mountain, you can like hike. There's people called the Greens. They drive in like Ford Raptors or like just white trucks, and they just watch you. Pretty weird. Really heavily guarded. I don't. It'd be pretty cool to go see it, but I wouldn't go like in it.
You are going to try to fly in it?
No, hell no. I don't know how to fly a plane.
You can learn. Take an online class.
I don't know how you can be intelligent enough to know how to fly a plane, but yet you still think it's a great idea going to Area 51.
Well, from what this guy said, he said he built the plane. Well, you ready to listen to some more Area 51 stuff?
Yeah.
So this is a former employee who apparently worked at Area 51, who is now on the run from the government. This is the intro to Coast to Coast.
High desert in the great American Southwest. I bid you all good evening or good morning, as the case may be, across all these many, many prolific time zones. From the Hawaiian and Tahitian island chains in the west, eastward, across flyover country to the Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, Caribbean, where Montserrat continues to smoke and choke, into South America, north to the pole. This is Coast to Coast AM, the largest live overnight talk radio program in America. Isn't that amazing? I'm Art Bell, and we will do open lines tonight with one little exception. Now, last night I was feeling a little bit under the weather, so I wasn't here, and you got to hear a repeat. Now, as you know, I had planned to do my Area 51 employee line, so we didn't do that, so we'll do it tonight. This should be interesting. It is your chance to sing like a bird. If you are currently employed at Area 51, the area the U.S. government says officially does not exist, or if you have been employed at Area 51 in the past and now feel ready to sing, perhaps you can call up and disguise your voice or something, I don't know. Anyway, something like that, and if you want to call up and sing, it's going to be your night to sing. It'd be fun to see if we get any call. On my Area 51 line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, look, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna go triangulate on this position really soon.
So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us something quick.
Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens are they're extra dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, I'm sorry, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They're not. They want those major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharge.
I started getting.
Well, this was certainly interesting. We are now on a backup system, everybody. A backup system. And that one caller that I had on the air, I guess we were about in the middle of his transmission, his telephone call, which was one of the strangest ones I've ever had. And the entire transmitting system by satellite went down here, and we were notified we were off the air. And it would appear to be from this end and some sort of massive transmit failure. So we are now using a backup system to be on the air. And not that I would normally believe this kind of thing, mind you, but I can't help but wonder if somebody zapped us in some way. We'll find out.
So, what's your experience on that one? That was apparently a former employee at Area 51, which we heard, who got let go of a medical discharge a week ago, and he's been on the run ever since. And apparently, during halfway through his phone call, everything just goes dead. Even at Art Studio, which is in Prom, Nevada, pretty close to his home, he just recorded out of a fucking, like, almost, I'd say no bigger than Mason's living room and our recording area over here. That's how big his little studio was. So everything from that caller line and his studio just powered off. Everything. And had to be put on a backup generator.
I don't know, man.
Coincidence.
Sometimes I think when it comes to this stuff, like they said they fired him for health reasons, right? Maybe it was mental health. Maybe he was mentally unstable.
But would they have hired him in the first place to work at Area 51 if he was
Maybe
mentally
he
unstable?
wasn't really diagnosed mentally unstable at that point. But from my understanding, usually with mental illness, there's some kind of slip where you can see them kind of start to go from like who they were to like what they would become. You know what I'm saying?
Did he say how long he worked there?
No, he just said he was let go a week ago.
Could have been there for a while and lost his mind.
All the shit he's seen. What do you think? You think it was fake? You think he faked the call in?
I mean, I don't know what this guy's going through. For all I know, he could have been on some serious fucking drugs. And
Been on some drugs, seeing some aliens. I mean, he was saying that what we know about aliens was an absolute lie. Like we, like media nowadays, like just script aliens like green life forms with fucking.
I find the possibility of aliens being bigger now, in my opinion, than really I ever have. But I just read a thing earlier where they found like some kind of like planet somewhere, and it has a very similar atmosphere and habitat to what Earth does. So
I mean, back in the day,
that's
they said
always
they-
been like my theory with the aliens is like I've never believed that they could live in some of these other planets because of just how inhabitable they can be. With the temperature being too cold for anything to prosper, being too hot for anything to prosper. You know what I'm saying? I think that starts to become an issue.
Well, let's look at it this way. I'll put you some insight here. So let's look about like today, like as of today. If you're to go through and look at what we found in the past 2 months, from the stuff that I've read and looked at, what we know about Earth and how old it is all wrong. There's stuff that we're finding out about like Earth that dates Earth being way older than what we think it actually is. Because if you see all these sinkholes and like stuff opening up, well, underneath those sinkholes, there's like, like the forest we talked about a while back. That it's like a hole in the world underneath us right now. So what we're living on, there could be something underneath us right now that we don't even know about. And with all the droughts and everything drying up, like the water and all that, like the Mississippi River, for example, like that son of a bitch is deep, but you can walk into the Mississippi River today. Like you can walk a good maybe 15, 20 feet from where the water used to be to the water now. And there's like people metal detecting, finding a whole bunch of stuff like ancient Civil War bullets and so many other stuff that's buried there. I mean, you look at all the droughts now, and there's people finding like there's a shit ton of dead bodies popping up from like I don't know, probably mob people. Back in the day, shove them in a fucking barrel and throw them out in the water. There's a lot of shit that's like that we're discovering now that really puts the history books to the test of if it's right or not. Like you look at it now, like especially when we start finding dinosaur stuff, there's there's live tissue still in fossils that they find. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
You have to destroy the fossil in order to get it, but there's scientists that are doing it. They found like a triceratops, and they fucking it was a triceratops horn, and they just fucking broke the shit out of this horn. And inside of it is still live tissue from the dinosaurs that have been extinct for over what,
Long time.
100 million years, something like that.
I didn't pay attention in school earlier on like that. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't give a fuck about how long the dinosaurs were here. I knew that they were all gone, and that's really all I had to know.
Like there's a possibility that they could actually fucking recreate a dinosaur due to its live tissues and getting all of its cells and stuff.
Closest nature still has to a dinosaur would be probably the Komodo dragon.
Or alligator.
Yeah. It's a lot smaller than what it used to be. That's a fucking good thing.
Maybe a turtle.
It's a fucking good thing.
Dude, turtles are old as fuck.
Yeah, especially what the fucking
Sea turtle.
that or the tortoise.
Dude,
Those fucking big ass monster.
you can
tortoises.
bump into homie. He'd be 150 fucking years old. You're just a little fucking pissant to
Like
him,
the
dude.
size
He
of
doesn't
his
give a
table.
fuck about you.
Yeah, I mean they get pretty big. Yeah. Yeah, I mean there's still shit that we're discovering today that makes the world like shit. What we learned in school, pretty much.
Why do you think turtles do live that long? You think it's just their calm demeanor all the time?
Because they're built for tough.
They are built tough as fuck, man, with those shells.
Yeah, some turtles are. You can get soft shelled turtles,
Yeah.
and those pretty much are just little bitches.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Turtles found a way to live a long time. I mean, sharks, they found a way to live a long fucking time too.
Yeah, that's
I feel
true.
like almost any like sea animal found the ability to live a long time, which is kind of weird.
I don't know exactly where those bigger fish would be swimming.
Well,
What was like the megalodon's primary source of food?
anything smaller than it.
There was
Probably something like seal-like prehistoric creature. Obviously, the seals evolved from something. They just appear out of nowhere. So obviously, like seals, smaller fish, or I don't know. Megalodons got pretty fucking big, so they probably feast on their own people.
You think they might have ate other megalodons?
Oh yeah, I mean, we still find megalodon teeth today. With all the droughts and all that, yeah, you can definitely go to fucking like a creek bed or something. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of more megalodon teeth that you find in creek beds than you do in like the ocean or anything like that, which is pretty weird to see. Which I mean, that could.
It's a large ass fish.
I mean, like there could be some like major changes in the world coming up. Like, I was reading something like if there's like a giant, like big ass earthquake that happens in the Mariana Trench, well, there's only 5 miles that protects the trench from the fucking Earth's like magma core. Like it's pretty fucking thin because you know the Mariana Trench is the deepest part of the ocean. Well, that fucking little crust that we got right there, the fucking mantle or whatever this shit is, that's very fucking thin. And like even probably like a, I don't know, like a maybe a 4.0 or obviously a 5 magnitude earthquake is pretty fucking large.
On the Richter scale?
Yeah. Like anything above that, like it's fucking cracking that mantle and there's gonna be seeping some magma through. And I mean that shit ain't gonna be good for a lot of things.
I can take it.
Like, that's almost a
Mason ain't no
possibility.
punk bitch, dude.
I'll show that magma what's up.
But yeah, back in like the alien stuff, like yeah, I believe aliens are real. I believe that the media nowadays has really fucking desensitized it pretty much. Like, I mean, the government like pretty much came out and told us that hey, aliens are real, but like no one fucking talked about it. Like, eh. But that was also during when like the kind of coronavirus was really fucking hitting. But they came up and came forth that they said aliens are real and they have made contact with aliens. And people are just like, coronavirus, holy shit, the world's gonna die. I mean, when you hear the word aliens, what do you
Maybe
picture?
there's just a bunch of weapons in there and they're just all a bunch of fucking trolls.
Well, remember like when I said
I've always thought that's why Area 51 would be so heavily guarded, is just having weapons of mass destruction in there that literally nobody needs to get their fucking hands on.
that's not like our main weapon area either. When it comes to like nuclear warfare,
But it is
stuff,
very popular, and
I mean, yeah. But due to it being very popular, yeah, it's still a military base. There's obviously stuff there that we're not supposed to see or touch.
well, I mean, take like nukes for instance. Like if they're like out there testing bombs and shit, like that's not something you need people getting a hold of. Like these are weapons of mass destruction. These are weapons built to blow up whole fucking cities
Well,
and shit. You know, it's
where we
like
store all our nukes, we know where we store our nukes. A majority of it is in Nevada, not Nevada, Wyoming, Idaho, and whatever is below Idaho.
I didn't pay attention in school.
But yeah, those are like our three big main nuclear silos that will launch in case of emergency. Then we also have one that's kind of, it's actually pretty close to here. There's somewhere in Illinois, they produce nuclear bombs and stuff for the army, which is pretty wild because Illinois is literally like, I don't know what, an hour and a half away from here, 2 hours maybe.
Yeah, not far.
Yeah, and it's literally right across the state line is where they produce nuclear stuff, like advanced nuclear technology for the military. And there's two other really popular nuclear silos that we have in case of a nuclear fallout or war. Like we know where the nukes are at.
yeah, that's not just something you need some random Joe getting his fucking hands on though.
But when it comes to Area 51, I feel like since it's so popular and there's so much like conspiracy theories and theories around it, I feel like they really wouldn't have too much stuff there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it'd be in like other.
I feel like they just guard it like that because they know people are gonna fuck with it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things of
It's
it's like
pretty
this
much-
place, like it may not even be all that important. You know
it's
what I'm
pretty much
saying?
just a distraction for the government because they know, like, hey, there's fucking aliens down in the basements in Area 51. Let's go fucking raid it. I mean, like, there's what was it? I mean, Mason remembers, probably you do, when there was like a petition going around about raiding Area 51.
Yeah.
Like people like a fucking like I don't know, like 1 million people signed up to go fucking raid Area 51.
It's not realistic, man.
I'm glad no one did, because for a fact those motherfuckers are like, hey, you're gonna get mowed down today.
Yeah, you're gonna get fucking killed.
You're gonna get mowed the fuck down today.
Became a graveyard.
Yeah, dude. All those people would have died for sure.
Well, surprisingly, we're doing really good on time. So, the next one that we're going to list to was just in case the first two didn't take as long as I thought. The next one is like it could be like a whole show itself. You ever heard of Mel's Hole?
Nope.
No? All right, well, apparently this guy, he's been on Art Bell's show twice. And he has a supposable well that is endless. Like, endless. Like, it's just a fucking hole that goes to nowhere. And brief summary on it, it's, I think he said he's put down, like, well over, like, 5,000 feet of fishing line down this hole, and has not touched the bottom. He tied a lifesaver to the end of the fishing line. If the lifesaver was to ever touch the water, the lifesaver would dissolve. Kind of like what it does in a human mouth. Well, he's never hit water. And he's thrown refrigerators down there to see if it hits the bottom. Tires down there to hit the bottom.
Nothing.
Has never hit the bottom. Has never heard a single thing. And the weird thing is that he claims that there's also weird lights that shoot out of this hole. And the military FBI and other agents have actually kicked him off his own property due to this hole. So we can cover Mel's Hole in another episode, which, I mean, fuck it, we might as well. I mean, the stuff that we're going to listen to would probably take well over 45 minutes to listen to. And that's just like not even half the episode. That's just a little information that I listened to that's in there. That Mel's Hole is definitely a real big like mystery of like, why is the hole so deep? Why is there random lights shooting out of this hole that it leads to nowhere? Like dogs won't even go near it. No animals go near it. Like they fucking freak out and they refuse to go anywhere near it.
Yeah, I would too. Somebody told me that fucking thing's endless. If you throw a refrigerator down there and you didn't hear shit, I gotta come out somewhere, dude.
Center of the earth.
It goes through to China.
Imagine all the shit just coming out of that hole they threw down. I mean, they said that like before he even bought the property, some like Mexican.
There's just another well on the other side, and the shit just falls out, and the guy's like, "This fucking refrigerator."
Well, before he even bought the property, like listening to it, he said like some like Mexican guy that owned a tire shop. He used to throw old tires down the hole, and like he did it for like years and years and years, and it's never even filled up. Like now you throw like normal like trash bags down the fucking hole. Like, it's just like a.
Turns out he wasn't very good at his job, and he only threw two tires down there.
Oh, but he said the smell guy said that he's thrown fucking refrigerator holes or whole refrigerator units just fucking right down there and has never heard it hit the bottom. And he has 5,000 like feet of goddamn fishing wire down there and he's never hit the bottom. Probably more. But yeah, apparently it's just a hole that leads to nowhere.
Maybe the fridge landed on the tires. That's why I didn't hear anything.
It was still making noise though.
Boing.
You got to give somebody a walkie-talkie.
Send him down there.
and then just you got to look them in their eyes, and then point down at the well, and kind of make them look down the well and say, "Tell me when you get close to the bottom," and then go, and then you just push their ass in.
I don't know. Maybe like
Shove 'em.
I don't know. Maybe like try to fly a drone down there or something. I don't know. Apparently it's endless. So that's just the story. A little story. I mean, we can do a whole episode on it, but we're doing great on time, so we're just gonna skip over this one. Sorry for your people that were interested in Mel's Hole. Sorry to get you excited.
We talk about Mel's Hole on its own.
So now it's time for your favorite, Greg. The good old possible Bigfoot encounter.
Oh my good gravy, dude! What
West
the?
of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Well, hello, Art.
Hello.
Scott from Graham, Washington.
Hello, Scott.
And this is something that happened over on the west side of Olympic Mountain.
Yes, sir.
And it's up the Queets River. Anyway, there was four of us, and we had two pickup trucks and one camper on one truck. And we went up to this beautiful spot where the river, and on the other side of the river is a cliff with these just huge boulders, probably 5 to 1,000-pound boulders. They're just huge.
Big rocks.
Big rock. And so we got up there and it was dusk, and when it's dark up there, I mean, it is dark, and you can't even see your hand in front of your face.
Understood.
And so we decided to sit all in one camper and have a good old poker game.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all sitting around playing poker, and it was about 1:30 a.m. And we heard some splashes in the river, and we heard some grunts.
Grunts.
Yeah, just kind of huge grunts. So we figured it was probably a bear out there having fun in the river, you know.
Don't like grunts.
Yeah, and so after a while,
Is this guy
the
gonna try
grunts
to
seemed
make
to get
noises?
louder, and we heard like big rocks hitting each other. You know how you can hear the crack of rock?
Of course.
And after a while, these rocks seemed to get closer and closer to our camper. And you could feel the rocks hit the ground outside to kind of a big thud. And I'm telling you, we all looked at each other and we said, nobody's going outside. I mean, we were armed to the teeth, but we were scared to death.
I wouldn't. You mean like those gigantic rocks, coming out of the air and hitting the ground like that?
Yes. It's just like somebody was over there throwing these huge rocks.
Uh-huh.
And then, I wanted to call you last week about the Sasquatch sounds because you wouldn't believe this. I mean, the hair on the back of our necks was standing up. It's standing up now.
Was it like the sound I've got?
It was close, but not really. I mean,
we're closer to the first one that Linda Howe said, or the second one?
The second one.
That absolutely horrible. It was I don't know what I would call that. I would call that, it almost sounds human. To me, it sounded like a man in horrible, horrible agony. That's the only way I can think to put it. Is that about the way it sounded?
Oh, you would believe it, Art. It was just about like that. It was echoing up and down the river, and it was terrible. We were terrified, and these rocks you could almost hear them whistling through the air, and they were crashing on the other side of our camper. They were hitting in the water, and the cracking of the rocks, and this went on for 3 hours. And we were
What do you guys
scared.
do? You just sit there and sort of shake at the table, or
We
what?
were on the floor of the camper. We just couldn't move. We didn't know if one of these rocks were going to hit us.
Now,
or
you
what.
see, that sounds realistic to me. That's where I'd be, floor of the camper. You betcha.
And we were armed to the teeth. Let me tell you, I was ready for anything. And this went on for 3 hours, and it was about like 4:30 in the morning, and the sun started coming up. And we're all looking at each other going, thank God.
Yeah.
Especially because I had to go to the bathroom. But anyway, and so we finally had enough nerve to go outside the door because the crashing and everything had stopped like about an hour before the sun came up.
See, I would have waited, too. For the crashing to stop and for the sun to come up. Okay, sounds good so far.
Okay, so we decided we'd go outside. And finally, we opened up the door, and we all got out, and I said, you guys get out here, you got to see this. And the other truck was just fine. But around our truck and the camper were these huge boulders in a circle around the camper.
Oh, my God. What, I presume to this day you have no idea what it was.
No, but it had to be something
Awfully big.
awfully big. Because it took us pushing with one truck and pulling with another to to get him far enough out of the way so we could get the truck and the camper out.
That's an incredible story. Do you swear that's true?
Oh yeah, this happened in 1975 because it's when I got out of the service, and all four of us got together because we used to go on camping trips when we were in high school. And to this day, when we get together, I mean, this, this is something we always
You
talk
still
about.
talk about. I can imagine you would. Well, that one is almost a topper. What an absolutely incredible story. And so that's where it ended. You hauled the rocks away, and that was it.
Yeah, we pushed them out of the way, and we got out of there, and I have never been up there again.
I can't blame you. Thank
Will
you.
not go.
Thank you very much for the story. Thank
Thank you, Art.
Take care. Something that big with those kinds of rocks. No, thank you.
Is that the outro?
Oh, what do you think about that one?
So they were camping in something but unnormally
Something-
large boulders
Something big.
in a circle around them.
Yes.
I didn't know Bigfoot liked to prank people, dude. I'm sorry.
You think someone pranked him?
Yeah, Bigfoot.
Like someone put like probably some big decent sized boulders in front of, like all around the truck and camper, but the other truck wasn't harmed.
Yeah, they got pranked by someone they knew. Surrounded their
Bro,
truck.
who's that strong to move those fucking big ass? Well, like we're talking about big boulders. Like
A crane.
A strong man.
Strong man. Strongest guy. Mark Henry.
look, Mark Henry ain't over here moving fucking rocks in 1973 around some people's camper.
He was Mark Henry's dad.
Second
So-
strongest man.
Well, what we know here is that Greg really doesn't believe Bigfoot's even real.
I've gone looking for him.
You've gone looking for him?
Yeah.
And how's that gone?
Not well.
See anything weird?
No.
Waste of time.
Yep, pretty much.
What about a Yeti?
No.
Sasquatch. What's the difference?
What, Sasquatch and a
Sasquatch,
Yeti?
Bigfoot, Yeti.
Well, I think it just depends on, like, the Yeti obviously is in the snow.
Yeah.
Like,
I
that's
mean, like,
like that's like the abominable snowman.
They're all on 2 feet, big, hairy human figures, aren't they?
One's just white and one's brown.
What's the Sasquatch? Is that like a Bigfoot?
I
the
think it
same
just
thing.
depends on where you're from. Like, obviously, if like you're in like the California region, you'll probably call it Bigfoot. But if you're down in fucking Appalachian, you call it Sasquatch.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Maybe it was a really strong wind.
Really strong wind, moving rocks in a perfect circle around a truck and a camper.
Nothing's out of the realm of possibility.
No wrong answers. Stupid answers. No wrong
It's the
answers.
fucking big birds, wasn't it?
Most likely, yeah. Bringing their gigantic boulders over and placing them around the. They were planning to nest in that RV,
Good possibility.
but the big birds only come out at night.
Oh, that's what happened.
Which is
I've
why they were
done,
able
I've
to
done
leave
a
in the
lot of
morning.
research on them.
Which is how they were able to leave in the morning. Sun came up, so they left. People were able to leave.
That's why they heard them dropping. Sasquatch wasn't picking them up. The birds were just carrying them over.
That's why they heard it whistling through the air.
Yep.
All right.
Maybe the bird was whistling a nice tune.
So you guys don't believe that Bigfoot's real?
No, I've gone looking for it.
Now, see, I want to believe that Bigfoot's real, but if he's real, dude, why haven't we like hunted him or like
Caught him in
like
4K.
like yeah,
Why
caught
isn't
him.
he in a museum?
Yeah? Why is like every video that we see of Bigfoot like in
Fucking
real
8-bit, yeah.
yeah real shitty like, and he's like fucking like 8 miles away and they're fucking zooming in like, look at that motherfucker.
There's like 20 trees and a 5
You're like,
foot
it's a
distance.
goddamn dot, man. Like, it could be fucking anything.
Bigfoot.
All right, well, that was pretty quick. Bigfoot, yeah, could be real, could be not. I don't think he's probably real, but you never know.
What do you think about Bigfoot?
I don't know, probably not. Because I
If
feel like we'd
Bigfoot
have
were real, what do you think he would eat?
probably animals, whatever you can find in the wild. A deer.
I feel like he probably does both meat
Berries.
and fruit.
Eating berries. Eating some walnuts out of trees. They give you pine cones?
I think he fucking body slams a deer onto its head and snaps its neck and then just rips it apart and eats it. They're big, man. They got to maintain themselves.
You think he eats a whole deer a day?
I think he eats multiple deer a
He
day.
probably got to eat more than just the deer. I mean, if you're thinking he's like, I don't know what,
7?
7 foot, maybe 8 feet tall.
One day we'll
Man
have
probably
to
weighs like 400
uh,
something pounds.
We'll have to try to get a hold of a Sasquatch and a gigantic bird and have them fight and see what happens.
It's just like that question: who would win in a fight, a grizzly bear or a gorilla?
I'd say gorilla.
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope, ain't no way in hell.
Okay, ask why it came that. Because I asked them and they're like, gorilla, easy. Not even a debate.
Ain't no way.
They shut it down in like 2
They're
minutes.
so fucking.
What's a bear gonna do? Swing its paw and the gorilla's just gonna be like, oh, gotcha, snap your arm, fucking dunzo.
Well, yeah, think. Here's this: bears have thicker fur and skin,
But the problem that
and
they
the bear
have,
weighs way more than a gorilla does.
I
They
don't
got
know.
Can't beat thumbs.
Dude, I don't know. Now a polar bear, that like those fuckers are huge. Like
No, if you're talking about
beyond
like a
huge.
full-grown grizzly bear, like it is a proven fact that grizzly bear has thicker fur, obviously thicker than a gorilla, way thicker skin. The only thing the gorilla's got going for is
its thick skin wouldn't help it against a gorilla because the gorilla's not going to necessarily scratch him or anything. The gorilla's going to use like brute force to try to break his fucking bones.
But
You see what I'm saying? Like the gorilla's going to try to smash his ass and like break him. Where the bear's going to be trying to claw and bite at him. Like this gorilla might just punch that bear square in the fucking jaw and break it. You know, am I wrong?
Or just fist straight in the mouth and break all his teeth.
They're fucking strong, dude.
Bop him on the nose.
You ever seen gorillas fight, man? Holy shit.
The gorilla just pick the bear up and throw it.
Yeah, gorillas are fucking terrifying, man. Like if you're ever like face to face with one of those, you better just fucking lay down and just accept what's about to happen to you because you're about to get fucking annihilated. I mean, same thing can be said for a bear though. Bear will tear your ass apart too. No matter how good your jujitsu is.
There's a reason King Kong fought Godzilla and not a fucking bear.
so here's what azanimals.com has to say. Although a silverback gorilla is very fast and quite strong and has a longer arm span, it is unlikely that a silverback could defeat a much larger and faster grizzly bear in a fair fight. The one advantage that the silverback might have is that it has a numerous strength of its muscles. While grizzlies are insanely strong, gorillas, chimps, and monkeys have a much greater muscle strength than other animals of other size. This added strength, coped with their long arm reach, could even the playing field in a fight between a grizzly and a silverback. Grizzlies, on the other hand, can be quite aggressive. Grizzlies mostly avoid humans when they can, but sometimes they'll stumble upon the campsite. Yada yada yada. In such cases, bears are a grave danger to humans. The grizzly's claws alone, which can be as long as 4 inches, could give it a significant advantage in the altercation between a silverback. Now let's really compare to see how big an average grizzly has over the silverback.
But put either one of them against a rhino and they're fucked.
Well, yeah.
I just grab it by the horn. Put it over your head. Just like a sack of
Are
potatoes.
you fucking He-Man?
So here we go. This
That
is
shit ain't
this is
happening.
what I was looking for. So the size comparison.
Motherfucker's gonna run you over and you're gonna pass away.
So, this is from the head to the toe. So a silverback gorilla is 6 feet from head to toe, and its weight is 485 pounds. A grizzly is 8 feet from head to toe and is over 800 pounds.
See, 6 feet don't sound right to me, all hunched over and shit. I feel like if they're squared the fuck up, like they're gonna be. I feel like 6 foot's more in that, like low hunched over stance area.
and a grizzly bear is faster.
I could see, yeah. They run on 4 legs, and bears are deceivingly fast.
Obviously,
They run like what? Like 30 mile an hour, 30, 40 mile an hour?
Grizzly bears 35 mile per hour, according to this website. Its temperament for the silverback is mostly docile, and a grizzly bear is moderately aggressive.
The fuck does it mean moderately aggressive?
It can be aggressive, but it sometimes chooses not to.
For grizzlies?
Yeah.
I guess grizzlies are. Now,
So-
polar bears, they don't play, dude. If you're fucking there, they'll try to kill you.
Then obviously the silverback has 2 hands, 2 feet, 4 opposable thumbs.
How is their temperament, huh?
It says mostly docile.
There's no fucking way.
They're pretty chill.
No, they're
I
not.
just saw a video of at a zoo of a gorilla charging the glass because a girl was standing there beating
Yeah,
her chest.
dude.
You tell me the gorilla's going to see that little tiny thing and charge at it, feeling threatened or something?
Well, and the bear has 4 feet, 20 toes, 20 claws. Those fuckers are 4 inches. That's a 4-inch fucking blade right there. And you're telling me a fucking silverback can beat a gorilla? Or not a fucking gorilla, a fucking grizzly. Ain't no way.
I bet it one punch KOs that motherfucker.
Throat punch.
No, I think it hits it right in the face.
So I said just right in the
And
nose.
just punches a hole right through its head.
Grizzly bears have thick brown fur. Silverback gorillas are covered in soft, springy hair, except their palms, chest, face, and bottoms of their feet.
I can tell you, monkeys are kind of mean, man.
On average, a silverback gorilla are about 2 feet shorter than a grizzly
You have
bear.
any experiences with monkeys?
Nope. I've seen the
So
Drake
this
and Josh
is
movie.
so this is when
Tried talking to an orangutan. And when I sat down to talk to her, she like this orangutan is like her old ass. She was like 45 years old.
so
And I like started talking to this orangutan and she like literally turned away from me, dude. And I was like,
I won't lie,
the
monkeys
fuck?
are really fucking aggressive. Like any monkey race is really aggressive. Like
"Oh,
that
dude, she just turned away from me. Like I don't give a fuck
like
what you're
that
saying. And then just-
that fucking
I'm like,
chimpanzee
"God damn."
that like fucking ate the female. You remember that? Like ripped her fucking face off.
They're mean as fuck, yeah.
So this one, so it's height and weight comparison. So on average, a silverback gorilla is about 2 feet shorter than a grizzly bear when they both stand on their hind feet. So this is fully like, hind feet, 2 feet shorter. Silverback gorillas can reach up to nearly 500 pounds, which is about half the weight of the largest grizzly bears. A bear's strength without aggression is 2 to 5 times stronger than an average human. However, a gorilla is 4 to 9 times stronger than a human. While standing, a silverback can be around. That'll sound right. Ain't no way it's 5'11",
No.
when a grizzly can reach 10 feet tall. Now the bite force, I know gorillas have a big ass bite force. Like their fucking bite force is fucking strong.
You said gorillas?
But there's only a 50 psi difference between a grizzly and a silverback. I still think fucking grizzly would win.
I respect your opinion.
I don't. You're wrong, but we can move on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I respect your opinion even if it's wrong, but that's okay.
Grizzly bear wins all day. All right.
Way off topic.
Yeah, we have to back to some paranormal. We're gonna talk about little thing about. You guys remember me talking about the fucking black-eyed kids?
Sure do.
Little entities that like appear late at night, normally knocking on like a car door or mainly your front door asking entry, or to like they're always really weird. They act weird. You got to like
Like Children of the Corn.
like they're not dressed right and they just act different. They always be like, "Can I borrow your phone to call mother?" or something like that, like something you wouldn't normally hear like a little kid say. Well, we're gonna listen to a little discussion with a guy named David Weatherly. Now, this is on his show Midnight in the Desert. This is one of his in 2015 one, and this is just a little 4-minute talk about this guy talking about black-eyed kids with.
Ask you about these black-eyed children. I actually got a call not long ago. First time I ever heard of black-eyed children. Somebody called and said they saw one, and it was very, very startling to them, and weird. And they belonged, and they were with parents that looked blonde and not related to these children at all. It was very weird.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you think the shadow people are creepy. These black-eyed kid accounts are very unsettling. And, here's a typical scenario to sort of set the stage for you. Imagine you've just come home from work, the sun is just going down, and, you're maybe in the kitchen fixing yourself a drink or something, and suddenly there's a knock at the door. It's not a quick rap. It's a long, continuous, monotonous knocking that doesn't stop. Like anybody, things are going to run through your mind. Why didn't they use the doorbell? Who's coming by? What's going on as you're heading for the door? You open the door. Here are a pair of kids standing on your porch. They're kind of looking down at their shoes. They're wearing sort of just drab, mundane clothing. And when you open the door, in a very monotone voice, one of the kids says, "Hey, we just thought we'd come in for a bit." Now, you've never seen these children. You don't have any kids of your own. All these things are running through your mind, and your response is, "I think you guys have the wrong house."
That would be a mild response.
This monotone response is, "We'll just come in anyway." Now, inevitably, what happens in these encounters is that the victim, for lack of a better word, goes through three very rapid stages. There's an initial unease when they open the door, and they're never quite sure why. And that unease grows to nervousness, as they're trying to deal with these kids. And, some people will try to question them or interact with them or figure out, why are these kids at my door? Inevitably, these kids will raise their heads and make eye contact. And at that point, what the person sees is a child with solid black eyes. No colored pupils, no whites of the eyes, nothing. Just a solid black eye. And the level of fear sort of goes off the charts at that point. The victim will slam the door. And there's a whole range of things we hear in these encounters. These kids are described as having pale or pasty skin. Some people say it looks artificial. They always speak in very monotone voices. And they always make requests. They want you to invite them inside. They want to come inside. Sometimes it'll be a simple request, but it's usually something bizarre. There was an account where some kid said, it looks like it's going to rain. Will you invite me in?
So yeah, there's a short little snippet of black-eyed kids. We could probably discuss them later on in episodes about black-eyed kids and the Men in Black. They all have this like monotone speaking of way that doesn't sound what a kid would sound like.
That's why I say
I don't.
Kids.
I would not dig that for sure. Like some random ass kid coming up to my house
and
saying, "I think I'll come in." No, I think you're gonna get the fuck out of here.
And when he said, "There's those three levels of like intensity that you get. Like you get like really nervous, and then you start getting that instant feel of like just fear, and then you start panicking." Those are actually really common from what I've listened to and like other stories I've heard of encounters of black-eyed kids. I just thought that was a little interesting. That's just some of his paranormal stuff they did. And last but not least, to wrap it all up, I think this is probably like not even a minute long, but I thought this was cool to add because one of our bigger episodes was our missing 411 cases. Yeah, those are always the big mysteries to what happens in national parks and all that. So I thought this one was pretty unique. We'll give it a listen here.
I got this from somebody. First of all, Roswell's Art, longtime fan, good to have you back. Always, of course, right? Yesterday, I stumbled upon a thread on Reddit detailing what I must say is the most incredible set of stories I've ever read. A man identifying himself as a search and rescue worker in an unnamed national park area. Many of these stories now are similar to the ones told in the Missing 411 series of books, which I'm sure you are familiar with. I am. Stories of mysterious disappearances, strange entities in the woods, among others. But here's the one that got me. Strange staircases now are seemingly appearing from nowhere. Staircases, really? All search and rescue park rangers staff are told not to talk about them and never to go near. So I was enthralled. Many other people have chimed in to corroborate the story, including Native Americans, hikers, and others. I think you should check it out. It's incredible. I have. So I'll just put that out in the ether, and if any of you know anything about strange staircases appearing in national parks, then I want to hear about it.
Yeah, that was a little something to end on right there that I thought was interesting. I was looking through a whole bunch of clips and stuff. Strange staircases appearing in the middle of the woods. Could this be the cause of many people going missing in the woods?
They just appear and
They
disappear, or
disappear.
they appear and just stay there.
It's like they just appear and it seems like they probably disappear. It's kind of like when we were talking about our last missing 411s, like they just put their arms up and they just fucking fall into fucking a different realm, crack in time. Maybe the staircase is like a portal that leads into a fucking different time and realm. No, something interesting. Something just makes the missing 411 cases more mind-boggling than they already are. You seem pretty blown out today.
What does that mean? Does that mean I'm looking like a fucking 10? If that's the case, then I already know.
Tin can, you piece of garbage.
Ooh.
God damn it.
Well, anybody last thoughts, opinions on Art Bell? What do you think of him?
I dug it.
He's covering for the big birds.
Yeah, like I said, if you guys really want to listen to more Art Bell, there is plenty of episodes.
Yes. If you want to hear more of Art Bell, go to his show, Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Nah, it's a TV show. He had nothing to do with that. But no, for real, if you have Spotify, you can look up the archive of Art Bell on Spotify.
What about Apple?
There's probably
What about YouTube?
plenty on YouTube for sure.
Google Podcast.
His episodes are everywhere. You can find them anywhere. They're pretty cool to listen to. He talks to some really weird people sometimes. And
Like people flying over Area 51.
there's a lot weirder people. There's a guy he talked to that collects celebrities' fingernails and toenails.
Like whole?
No, like just clippings.
Oh.
Rip right off the finger.
Just the clippings. It's kind of weird, yeah. There's a lot of weird people I talk to on there. But yeah, so glad to be back. Hopefully we can get our consistent schedule back going. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Never know. If we can't, we'll try to let you know in the future next time, so we're not just gone for 2 weeks and no one knows what happened to us. So
We didn't die.
Yeah, we didn't die. We just took a break. So I guess now let's hop out of the void here. And Greg, why don't you send us home here?
I sure can. Thanks for stopping in and listening. Follow us on every social media you can find. If there's one that we don't have, just let us know. We'll fucking make it. But yeah, until next time, people.
Well, look, what are we doing for our next episode, man?
We are doing.
See if you remember.
we're doing shit.
Starts with C. Really frowned
We're doing
upon.
cannibals.
There we go. Cannibalism. We're going to tell some stories of some little stories here and there of a lot of people who have consumed human flesh or drank blood or more. And then we'll also talk about the cannibal cop who was a former New York City policeman who didn't kill anybody or eat anybody, just had some really dark fantasies that we'll talk about.
Yikes.
Hope your appetite is hope you have a strong stomach, because it's gonna be a rough one talking about eating people. All right, Greg. Now you can fucking tell everyone
Now I
good night.
Yeah.
Tuck them in, give them a smooch on the forehead.
Yeah. Have a good night.